Chipping, pin wash, weathering and rust effects on the British Army truck. Welcome back, guys, and if you're new here, thanks for joining us. Right, now as you know, I like to get stuff dirty, so here we go. This is as we left it with the Contour camouflage scheme. So you've all seen me chipping before. I'm going to do a two-tone chipping scheme on this one. So I've started with the base colour, which is Portland stone, and I'm just going to lightly chip that onto the darker two colours, so the slate and the silver grey. I'm using wire wool, just to get some really nice fine chips, and I just work my way around the model, and I'm really just paying attention to the forward facing areas where you can imagine a sandstorm being whipped up and blasting sand against the leading edges, and any heavy wear areas like the steps and around the doors and that sort of thing. And then don't forget to do this on the cargo bay as well, because obviously the wood will chip. So again, I've just repeated the same process of chipping the Portland stone over the darker patches of the paint on the truck bed. I just wanted to correct a few of the chips and sort of join them together, so I've just used a paintbrush for this, just to make them a bit more realistic. You can also add some scratches and that sort of thing. It's important to chip the Portland stone as well. I do this with a German camouflage black brown, and I'm using a bit of sponge for this just to add a bit of variety. Again, concentrate on the areas that would have been beaten by the wind and the sand, around all the edges. And again, repeat this on the bed of the truck, but obviously only do it on the metal superstructure, not the wooden planks, because obviously they're not made of steel. So all the mud guards, the stowage bins, and as I say, all the metal fittings that hold the wood together. Next job with a brush is just filling in some of the larger original chips that we did with the Portland stone, and just making them, filling them in with the camouflage black brown, just to make it look like it's chipped all the way down to the steel. So you're on through 2 layers of paint. It's quite a fiddly job this, but it really makes the model pop. So that's the chipping done. That took a good couple of hours. It was quite a long process. It works really well though, and it comes out with a really nice effect. I may have gone a bit too heavy, but which is one thing I normally do, but it should all be toned down with the later steps. Okay, the next process is all about pin washing, I suppose, although you'll see that mine isn't really a pin wash, it's more of a, I don't know what it is. So I'm using sepia oil paint, and you can see that it looks quite messy, but I'm going along edges and the gaps between the planks in the woodwork. And you can see it's all over the place. It's not a straight line at all, but that doesn't matter. It will all get blended in a minute. Just along all the edges, all the diagonals, all the horizontals. Just work one panel at a time, and once it's sort of touch dry, just come in with some odourless thinners and just blend it all in. It really does make it nice and grimy and dirty. So you can see I'm blending it in, trying to leave just the paint in the very edges, but it also stains everything else nicely as well. This is then repeated around all the other sides of the truck bed and the inside as well, which took forever. And again, this is all blended in with odourless thinners. Just come through, blend most of the paint away. Make sure you leave the shadows around all the rivets and the gaps between the planks. And then we'll repeat the process on the cab and the chassis of the truck. Slightly different here because you're using it more as fake shadows. So I did put just some random marks of the oil paint just in the middle of panels and that sort of thing, and they can all be blended away just to make dirt and grime. This is me just finishing the cab. It all gets blended in as before, and then it's left for 24 hours. There you see it's quite a nice effect. It looks really dark and moody. After 24 hours after that's all dried properly, I'm just going to do some small rust effects. It's using light rust enamel. I didn't want to do too much because obviously it's in the desert, so it doesn't get a lot of moisture, although there is quite a lot of condensation at night. So just light rust and just on the biggest areas of chips, and then that all gets blended away almost to nothing really, just to give a slight orange sort of tint to the paintwork. But I think it works really well. I think it's come up really nicely at the end. And then again that gets blended in with odorless thinners. Just tapping the paintbrush on the rust paint, and just really blending it away. As I said before, almost to nothing really, just to give a hint of rust. That's what we've got to so far. So you see it looks properly beaten up now. Have I gone too heavy on the wash maybe? But I think it makes it look really dark and grimy. Let me know down in the comments what you think, and if you think I've gone too far. There's the rust effect on the top of the cab, and the chipping. I think that's worked really nicely. You can really see nice tiny little chips, which is always nice, and the rust is blended in nicely. I've unmasked the windows as well, so you can now see into the cab, which is nice. And I've done the wheels do the same process as well. I just need to sort the tyres out, but nice and grimy and dirty and chipped. That'll do for this episode, I think. Hopefully just one more episode on this one. So see you next time. Please like and subscribe, and see you again. Bye.